everyone, and welcome to the second episode of Centre the Stands. You know who we are already. My name's Dan. Joining me again on the panel is
great panel.
Is Andrew and Jared. Say hello.
Yo. Yo yo.
Yo yo yo. Okay, so we have a bit to talk about today. Obviously, there's been a few transfers since the Friday when we did our first podcast. We're also going to talk a bit about the Community Shield, a bit about the MLS, and some other stories that have happened in the world of football. We're also going to do some Prem predictions and a fancy dream team thing at the end.
Oh yes.
Ooh. Right, so let's start off with the biggest transfer saga over the coming days, which was Di Maria. Okay. He joined Manchester United for a British record fee of 59.7 million.
A lot of money.
And the PSG fee is believed to be around 44 million.
So that's like a 13 million drop.
Yes.
The Van Gap.
No, sorry, 15 million. So for the Van Gaal effect, for losing 15 million in a year, what do you think about?
It's not a big deal to them though, is it?
Not that well.
They don't mind. I mean, they're more bothered about him personally than what they've had to financially.
But if you want to spend that much money on a player, you want it to be successful, and it just hasn't really worked out.
We've spoken about the whole Chelsea loan system. It's kind of like that. But it's 50 million this time. Just a wee drop.
Yeah. Obviously had an unbelievable season, or a few seasons for Real Madrid before that.
Yeah, definitely.
Did you think when he initially joined he was going to be a mate like?
Oh,
the
Champions League.
Definitely.
You saw him in the Champions League when Madrid won it. He was sensational.
Mm.
The best player in the team. Obviously,
Pretty
had Bale probably who had the most spotlight on him because it was a very big deal joining the club. But Di Maria's performances were unbelievable.
He's a brilliant player, and like when Man United signed him, you thought this guy's going to be pretty much the new Ronaldo. I mean, he pretty much already had that quality. He wasn't joining as like an 18-year-old. He was like 25, 26. You thought he pretty much got this finished article here, but he really just didn't fit into the team well, and he probably wasn't given enough chances than he needed.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he signed for a 5-year deal as well when he initially signed for Man U. And he's gone within a year. So like kind of what happened was he joined, he scored on his Old Trafford debut. He also assisted a goal for Juan Mata in a 4-0 win over QPR. He won man of the match. He continued his form throughout September. He scored against Leicester City with that amazing chip over Kasper Schmeichel. I don't know if you remember that one. Manchester United goal of the month. He was named Manchester United Player of the Month, and then he got injured. He got a bit of an injury. Now I've actually got some stats here for Di Maria. I saw this on Sky Sports. But like between August and February for Manchester United, he made 18 starts, scored 3 goals, made 8 assists, and created 44 chances. And between March and May, he started 2 games. He had 0 goals. He made 2 assists. He created 7 chances. So you can kind of see how the injury affected him. But yeah, do you think he's going to make a difference at PSG? Thiago Silva reckons so.
Oh yeah, absolutely. PSG have needed some more marquee players because they've really wanted to try and get the Champions League, because they know they've won Liga 1 pretty much every year now. So having a player like Di Maria there, like to help with like Zlatan.
You could argue that PSG are going to have a better say in the Champions League.
Yeah, exactly.
So if he was to start performing again in the Champions League, then PSG are the club to be at, because they probably would reach for Man United, because English clubs are struggling at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
But when it comes to league, I think in Liga 1 he's going to find it a lot easier.
That's true.
I think like the quality.
He'll probably get away from all the
quality
cynics.
difference.
He's going to escape all the cynics of the English press. Hopefully.
Yeah, absolutely.
I hope he does really well, to be honest. At PSG, I hope he reopens and becomes that amazing player he was at Real Madrid.
He's going to start pretty much every week now. He's guaranteed that at PSG. Maybe he wasn't guaranteed that at Manchester United.
Gives him a lot of time to settle in, maybe gel with the team a bit.
Absolutely.
So he's flown for a medical. So
it's happening soon.
It's happening very soon. Benteke, debut goal. Did you see it?
What a goal! Chest volley, top class.
Sensational.
What do you think about this, Jared?
You'd have to argue that it might be better than any guy who scored for Villa. He did score some good goals for Villa, but that was sensational. Like the technique on that was really good. It was sort of like Matthew Lowndes, but a bit closer in.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
not the best, not Matthew Lowndes, but it was a very good goal.
And it pretty much silenced everyone that says like, "Oh, Liverpool aren't a crossing team." It's like Benteke gets it centrally, chest at top corner.
Well, it was a flick, wasn't it?
It's quite easy.
Sarah flicked onto. So the Brighton boy.
The Brighton boy.
Off
Lincoln
back
together.
Brighton from Brighton does that instantly. So
Good start for
worth the money. Do you reckon it's going to be worth the money for this season?
Yeah,
For the coming season.
I've already spoken about this. Like,
Yeah.
The price tag is more than justified.
It is.
Good
it is.
More than any other player. That's been justified.
Yeah. Did you think he'll be within the top couple, maybe top scorers this season?
Yeah,
City top 10.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
How many goals do you reckon he's going to get? Like, just have a quick
I
prediction.
think unless injuries come into play, he'll easily go 15 goals.
Mm.
But if injuries do set in, then you're looking at 10.
He's got some good partnerships as well. He's got Danny Ings to help him out as well.
They've signed.
Sturridge.
They've got a lot of options.
They do.
They've offloaded Ricky Lambert.
Oh, they have, yeah.
And Sturridge has injury concerns a lot of the time.
Breeze for
So it really is basically Ings and Benteke when it comes to two definite strikers.
I don't know about you, but that sounds like a great strike partnership to me. Ings and
it does.
Ings and Benteke.
Also, I was say about Benteke going to Liverpool is that when Rodgers first came in at Liverpool, he got rid of Andy Carroll, who was that very similar sort of player to Benteke, because he didn't feel he fit around the team he wanted to make, and now he's sort of gone back to that in a way, getting a player like Benteke. I know he's not all aerial, but that's a lot of his game.
Well, he's under big time pressure because he's brought a lot of unproven players, and Benteke is definitely proven. So it's kind of like he's not taking a risk with Benteke. Unless Benteke really does let him down, there's nothing he can really lose in doing this because he's under a lot of pressure. He's already at the end of last season already said he's happy to step down, and they weirdly they put dollars into him. I didn't think they would, but he was ready to step away from the club. So I think making songs like this is risk free.
Yeah, definitely. So more pre-season kind of games. Scott Sinclair scored a hat-trick for Aston Villa.
Hey,
Scott Sinclair, but Aston Villa also conceded 3 goals.
Oh.
So, first of all, let's just talk about his hat-trick.
So it's 3-0.
Yeah, 3-0.
Finished 3-0.
He scored some good goals. First one was Jordan Mabi's cross, really good cross, lovely cross.
That's good too.
Very nice header as well. Like I've noticed Scott Sinclair, he's actually not bad at heading. He's actually not too bad. I remember he scored a nice headed goal earlier in last season's games.
We should make a phrase like "good heading for a little man."
Yeah,
Good heading for a little
it's
man.
quite surprising because he can get some power off that head.
That's it.
He really can. He's got a nice jump on him. It's like a salmon.
Yeah.
Connor salmon. To be.
Was he playing centrally or was he in the wing?
I can only say I watched the highlights.
Right.
I didn't watch.
Was
the
he
game.
getting all his goals
I was going to be asked to
centrally
stream. No, from what I saw, it looked like it was central.
Oh right, that could be interesting.
Because Amavi's cross came in from the left.
Yeah.
I think he was playing central.
Oh right, that's interesting.
Do you think that maybe Scott Sinclair has something to prove after being on City's bench for that many years? Obviously,
Well,
absolutely.
he
everyone
was a
knows
prospect
the
once
talent.
upon a time.
once upon a time.
Yeah, so
He's still the talent's still there.
yeah.
He
so,
proved that last season. He looked very good. It's
yeah, he went alone, didn't
He
he?
just quieted down a bit, and I think Sherv got a little bit itchy to get some other players out there that are going to make more an explosive impact. But he did. From time to time, he actually delivered really well, and he still has that talent.
Yeah. Well, scoring a hat-trick as well against the Championship side. I mean, Nottingham Forest aren't the worst side either.
Well, no, because Everton
So,
lost. Like, I looked at the result and I was kind of worried, but then Everton lost 2-0 to Leeds.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think during pre-season anything can happen, and I think we only conceded 3 goals because we weren't really looking for a win. We didn't worry about the win. You wouldn't put on someone like Luis Cancela, Baker, Sanchez at the back, and whoever's playing right back, I don't remember. You wouldn't have that back line if you were looking for a win, if you were looking to hold out, because we're not going to do that in the Premier League game. We're not going to put these players
The
there.
pre-season's just for trying out new things
is.
and new ideas because
New
you can't really do
formations and
that.
Tactics.
Yeah. In a Premier League game, you don't want to risk that too much. Like you want to try out a little thing here or there, but like making massive changes like that, right?
Yeah.
You just don't want to try it too much, because you're just going to lose.
There was a bit of like an injury scare quite early on in the match. Crespo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You told me about this, and I wasn't too.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of it.
Well, he hobbled off with a knee injury on his right side, and Hutton kind of replaced him, I think, after 31 minutes. But it shouldn't be too bad because he kind of hobbled off the pitch itself, and hopefully he just walks.
He's
it
not
off.
a first team player. He's not a first team player anyway, so it's not going to affect him.
Yeah.
there.
This is his first
Yeah.
chance to like prove himself, so he'd have probably wanted to
He'd
play
have
most
to
of the
really,
match.
he'd have to really perform to get a chance at first team.
Exactly.
Weirdly, because our only other like right back options are Hart and Acuna, and I don't think they're as great. I think the main concern, to address the main concern of the 3 goals we conceded, was the first one, because we conceded within 20 seconds.
Yeah.
And that's a problem that Villa have been suffering for quite a while. We go into a game and we get embarrassed at the start, and then we look worried for the entire rest of the game, and 8-0s happen and stuff like that. So we have to be really careful, because if we can hold out to like the 40th minute, 45th minute, and concede then, if we are going to concede, it ends up 1-0, 2-0. But we do have the tendency to ship a few goals in the first 10 minutes, first 20 minutes even, with players like Mane and stuff like that. you have to be really careful.
Yeah.
And we're still looking too naive. I think we need a really good defensive fullback.
Is there any under Villa's radar at the minute that they're looking to maybe sign? Is there any targets?
There aren't. That's the problem. That's the problem I've had with Sherwood. Like, if there's any problem I've had with him, it's our lack of. We're just not trying to get defenders in. It doesn't seem like we have them.
You got Mika Richards, didn't you?
Yeah, that's fair enough. But it seems like the fullbacks haven't been addressed properly.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah, definitely. But hopefully Villa can keep up that kind of goal scoring form throughout this.
Well, you have to, don't you? If you're gonna concede a load, then you need to score loads, and that's how Sherwood's playing at the moment. Because you saw that when we played things like QPR and ended 3-3. You could tell that Sherwood's play style was literally to outscore the opponent.
I think someone like Idrissa Gueye coming in there in defensive midfield is really going to help out the defence. They're going to have a lot less to do, and they'll feel a lot less pressure on them having someone like that in there.
They signed the box-to-box midfielder in him.
He's quite a big guy as well.
Exactly.
He's an engine to and from. And we really need that because a lot of the time we used to have just Sanchez sat at the back playing the deepest out of the lot, and he'd misplace a pass, and then you got to think about who's that other midfielder that's going to go behind him when he makes that mistake.
Yeah.
And there aren't any, and then we're pretty much left open to concede.
Having those two in midfield is going to really help them out.
Definitely. So moving on from Aston Villa, it is Miles Jedinak's birthday today.
Hey,
let's
birthday.
Let's say happy birthday.
The Australian and Crystal Palace captain.
Yes, yeah, indeed. So he's been at Crystal Palace for a while now. I think he's been there since 2011 or something like that.
Where did he join from?
I can't really remember. I can't really remember, but I think he's made 137 appearances for league.
10 goals.
Yeah, scored somewhere around 10 goals. He's 31 today. How long do you reckon he's going to stay there for? Do you reckon he's still got a good playing career ahead of him at Crystal Palace?
I like to think he'd finish his career there.
Yeah, well, they finished 10th last season, Crystal Palace.
They're looking at a very healthy side, very healthy. They've got some good players in there.
And also they've recently signed Connor Wickham, recently as in today. So how good do you reckon that's going to be for them?
I mean, that's where they're playing with fire a little bit, because if he was to flop, because he hasn't proven himself completely yet.
Do you remember when he first burst on the scene, like people were calling him like the next Alan Shearer, like this when he was like 17 at Ipswich.
Yeah.
And
but this is the problem,
hasn't
like,
proved it
this
yet.
is where you end up being a healthy club to a not so healthy club when you start making these signings, and that's when you could fall. We've got to hope for Palace's sake that he does perform, and I'm sure he might. He's got the confidence.
Yeah, because it's like I think Murray's going to leave, and I mean Shatterwick, he did decent last season, but they really sort of want a striker who's going to get them at least sort of 10 goals a season, and
yeah.
Wickham definitely has the potential for that. He's quite a good finisher. He's a good poacher, but he still hasn't quite proved the potential that he can be that top quality striker.
Yeah. Who's his partnerships? Right? They got Shamak, Dwight Gale.
Dwight Gale's
leaving.
Yeah, he's gone.
He's gone.
Like he's proper. Ever since Pardew's joined, he's been out of favour.
Yeah.
What I found really surprising because he really looked like he knew where the net was.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Dwight Gale.
Because we were linked with him first, man, but we never got him.
Yeah.
And looking at how he was doing at the start, I was quite disappointed because he looks like a really nifty player.
Balassi and Zaha and Punchin, they're all very good players to sort of have as your support, and also your anchor by obviously.
Yeah, I
quality.
don't think anyone predicted that Palace finished so high up in the table.
That's true.
10th.
They're a solid side.
Yeah, they are. I think they're quite underrated. I think they go quite underrated.
That's
a
true.
bit too much because I'm pretty sure everyone thought they were going to get relegated as soon as they went up. But they proved everyone wrong. And
Done well. Tony Pulis sort of solidified them as a Premier League.
Well, they came up from the playoffs, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
they weren't. Didn't they finish bottom of that playoff bit? So it's pretty impressive because you'd think, like, seeing a team like that come up into the league, you'd think they might.
Oh no, sorry, they finished second for some of the Brighton finished fourth.
Oh, alright, fair enough. And they well and truly beat Brighton, so I remember. So that was a really disappointing performance from them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's move over to the MLS, back over to America. They broke a big record this weekend. They absolutely smashing it into the back of the net over and over again.
It's just most goals in a weekend.
Yeah, most goals in a weekend.
I noticed there was a game. I noticed there was about maybe one game, maybe 3 going on last night. So the goals could still be coming because I remember it was like 35 or something like that for goals.
Yeah.
It's at least a smaller, aren't they? So impressive.
It's sort of like comic relief. We're sort of waiting for the goals to come in and all the money in this.
Yeah, but it's kind of proven that MLS is actually strengthening as a league.
Maybe
but
not their defence.
Maybe
in the department, like the fact
In
they're
the
getting
yeah.
all these big names as attackers, and then their defenders are still these wee little MLS players.
Yeah, they actually scored 39 goals combined, and so
it doesn't include yesterday or last night.
I don't know. I don't think that's included.
I don't know if it's a conference or what, because there's two different conferences.
There was a lot of big results, and Kyle Larin, he's a player that's recently been
got himself a brace.
Who's this?
Kyle Larin, he's a 19-year-old Canadian. You know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for Orlando City.
For Orlando City. Yeah, he's got a hat-trick, didn't he?
Well, yeah, I've been watching him closely. I just knew his name was going to pop up at least twice, and he did. He scored twice. He looks very nippy player for the MLS. It definitely looks like he's finding it easier there. Scored his 10th goal of the season. I think another goal was in the cup of some sort. But yeah, he's had 16 appearances, scored 10 goals. He's scoring for Canada as well. He's 19 years of age. I don't care how easy people say the league is or how easy the national team friendlies have been. That's very impressive for a 19.
And Canada haven't really had, well, not to say this guy's going to be a marquee player, but like someone you could say, if you think of Canada's national team, you think of that player. They haven't really had that player.
Rosario?
Yeah, maybe not so much over here, but
No.
like if this kid sort of does it for another season or two, he might get a move to Europe, maybe the Premier League.
Like, you'll have to argue that out here, like the biggest name is probably Simeon Jackson or something like that.
Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah, I forgot he existed.
Or a George Friends, or
Millwall still he plays for Simeon Jackson.
He's down there somewhere.
No, I don't know.
I can't remember where he's gone.
No.
But
They move too much down in those leagues.
They do. They do.
Every month it seems.
If you look at the MLS, like the sort of the amount of quality they brought in, like Giovinco, he has been absolutely unbelievable since he's joined. Like that's probably sort of where most of the goals are coming from. He's just scoring them all. Like obviously Kaka and Pirlo and all these new players coming in. It shows the quality going up so much. It's probably where all the goals are coming from.
Yeah, it's good to see David Villa as well continuing his form. He's still scoring. Robbie Keane, he's still smashing them in. He's been doing that for some years now.
Oh yeah.
Also, Lampard's team, New York City FC, they lost this weekend.
It's his debut.
It was on his debut, but yeah, they lost to Montreal Impact 3-2. Yeah, didn't Higuain's brother score a goal as well?
Yeah, I think he plays for Columbus.
Yeah.
Yeah, he scored the first goal in that match against Orlando. Orlando beat them 5-2, but they did open the scoring, and obviously didn't go on very well from there on then, because Kyle Larin scored a brace, and it just started happening from there. 3 more goals came in for them, and they replied with another, but just wasn't enough.
Okay, so back over to the Premier League. David Gold being a bit of a wheeler dealer.
Yeah, I really wanted this on here because all I'm hearing at the moment is David Gold. Like he's just basically Harry Redknapp.
Tell the listeners who David Gold is, just for those,
David
for those
Gold's
who don't know.
the chairman of West Ham.
Yeah.
And he's quite an old fella, from what I
Been
know.
around for a while.
He's quite a big football fan, and he's very Twitter friendly. He's got a Twitter account. You don't see that too often. But yeah, he likes to talk to the West Ham fans a lot. And he likes to get them excited with all these signings. And at the moment, they've got their 2 links of Bahavec and Halilovic.
Where are they both from?
Well, Halilovic is the Barcelona integration.
Right, yeah.
Because he didn't want, because Barcelona B just got relegated, didn't they? The third division Spanish football. Yeah, they just got relegated.
And Halilovic was the reason that Barcelona got their transfer ban, because he was under 18.
But a lot of the players from Barca B have decided that they're not playing third division because they think they're too good for it, and they probably are, to be fair. So yeah, they're gonna. I think it's quite a big step up. They've got a West Ham third division of the Smash division. But yeah, it's been Bahavec, who's I think he was a PSG player.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he's still like 22.
He's a winger.
But it was Bahavec and Halilovic as the 2 main. But there's a lot more out there.
What's he saying about them both?
He gets West Ham fans quite excited because he pretty much says they're all done deals. Like he said Halilovic is there, like it's done.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be big because it's just he's a name, isn't he? It's like when Stoke signs Boyani. This is the thing about his name. Like when I watch him play, the commentators have a different pronunciation for his name. It's Boyani, it's Boyan, Bojan. But yeah, like that's what I mean. It's the same sort of thing when they signed him and Mark Nunez.
Oh yeah.
Didn't know they were going to be amazing, but they're Barcelona kiddies, and it was a big thing for Stoke to do something like that.
Barcelona puts a big brand on a player.
That's true. Like, I'd be a bit annoyed if I was sort of the negotiating team and like we had the guy we're negotiating with on Twitter like saying, yeah, we've signed him. It's like, hang on, it's got this bit of paper to sign. We've still got to agree wages and stuff. Like, why are you saying all this stuff? You know, you could go somewhere else at the time. Like, without disagreeing.
Another big hit for West Ham is that Enner Valencia is expected to be out until Christmas. With
and David Gold has jumped on that.
Yeah.
Instantly.
He's like, we're signing strikers, that's it. There's signing.
Sky Sports News, loving it. I reckon on deadline day you'll have him drive up in his Jeep or whatever he's got.
Out the window.
Yeah,
Oh,
lean out the
you're
window.
right,
That classic. That classic. So Sunderland have also been a bit busy. They're apparently about to sign Envia and Leroy Fer. First of all, let's talk about Leroy Fer, because he's had double relegations with Norwich, and then he left Norwich to join QPR for 8 million.
It's not
And now QPR are selling him to Sunderland.
Well, he's hit that point where it's actually a big deal to sign him because of his wages. Whereas actually, like a few years ago, it wouldn't have been anything because he wasn't on anything. He was playing for Norwich.
Yeah.
But his wages have more than doubled, I'm sure, since he's gone to QPR. And there's questions about whether he will stay in the Premier League with Sunderland because you just can't say he's a Premier League quality yet.
No,
definitely.
he isn't really.
When he was at 20, he looked brilliant. Like, you know, it's, in Eredivisie, it can be either hit or miss. And looking at him, he looked like the complete package in midfield. Like, you're going to get a guy who can defend, who can attack as well, but he really hasn't shown it. And maybe that's because he hasn't tried hard enough, or that he's at not very good sides where he's been at. But I think he still needs to prove himself, definitely.
Yeah,
But you can certainly say that Suns are making a statement when it comes to their spine of their team, signing these two, because it's really going to change the face of them.
Yeah, Yamavia, that's an interesting one because he had all the potential in the world and he hasn't really shown it at
French
all.
international, he's been playing
Russian league.
Yeah,
I tend to feel, me personally, I don't know anyone else, but when they go to the Russian league, they never check on what they do. Like, it just doesn't.
Well, Russian league's a bit of a
It just doesn't matter to me personally.
It's kind of like you always
It's so
see
far
players
away.
joining. Yeah, as soon as you kind of get out of maybe past Belgium, they kind of they vanish off the face of the earth. It seems like you never check up on players joining the Russian league or somewhere in Qatar.
Unless they're doing something naughty like Asamoah. It's the only reason you remember them.
Yeah, but I don't mind the Russian league.
They go there for the wages pretty much, and
It's
they
quite
hardly they hardly go there for the
Well,
football.
it's very wealthy because you look at Fabio Capello, for example, how much he was getting paid to be Russian manager,
Yeah.
being their coach.
Yeah.
He's getting paid tons for it, and you got to think how much the players are getting paid as well. Like,
Yeah.
they've clearly got resources there financially.
Absolutely.
Definitely. So Ricky Lambert, he's left Liverpool and he's joined West Brom and actually scored 2 on his debut.
Pretty much like a few hours after joining, he scores 2 on his debut.
2 on his debut against Bristol Rovers.
It's a former club Bristol Rovers, yeah.
Former club where he proper made himself,
It's like it's
got himself on the map at Bristol Rovers.
It's like it's on purpose. Like, Bristol Rovers, I'll play them because
I like
it's just my career summed up.
Yeah, but what do you think this means for Ricky Lambert? Obviously, he's getting on a bit.
It's not.
And
It was so sad sort of seeing him not do well at Liverpool. You sort of really want. It's like the Cinderella story for him, like going from nothing to his hometown club, and it just didn't work out. He didn't get enough game time. He came on the last 2 minutes of games. And he just like, well, I'm not going to be able to do anything. So
It certainly wasn't anything fairy tale. It was sort of like a honeymoon period that lasted for a while after he signed.
I mean, the fairy tale in that he gone from nothing to.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it wasn't a fairy tale.
But then it was sort of
yeah.
Okay, yeah. It's like it was like a.
I love stories like that when they come from that non-league and shoot straight up into the the big leagues. That happened with Dwight Gale, who was playing for Stansted in the ninth tier.
It's really disappointing when it's taken a bit of a drop. Because I think he deserves to be on the way up. It's just the new manager's frozen him out. I haven't checked up on him, so I couldn't say he's dropped in performances or not. But it's a shame because I reckon he could still be a prominent goal scorer in the Premier League.
I think Dwight Gale's story. He joined from. Well, he's playing for Stansted in the ninth tier.
He was on loan from Peterborough, wasn't he?
Yeah, and then he went to Peterborough, but like from ninth tier to Peterborough, and then from there, we all know what happened.
Yeah.
So I love stories like that, and it's a shame Ricky Lambert's kind of gone back down a bit, but.
But he's still in the Premier League.
He had his he's still in the Premier League. Exactly.
He was linked with Tottenham, and I thought that would have been an incredible signing because you look at the sort of strike force that Tottenham had. It's only really been Kane that's been scoring the goals, and they're pretty much getting rid of all their strikers like Adebayor and Soldado. And I thought Ricky Lambert in there, he's 33, he's experienced, like he can be a leader in that dressing room because Tottenham don't really have many other leaders.
They don't really have any leadership characters.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
And their captain Lloris pretty much wants to leave as soon as he can, pretty much.
Yeah.
And it's just having that sort of figure there. When he's not got, he'd play more games than he would do at Liverpool, and he'd be able to help Kane out if Berahino joined, help him out too. Like I thought it'd been a great signing for Tottenham, but for West Brom, I think that's pretty good. Like he'll probably play most games for them, and he's a proven Premier League goal scorer. So I think he'll do well at West Brom. He'll probably get like at least 10 goals in all competition and everything.
Yeah, he could turn out to be a key player for them this season.
Definitely.
Staying with Spurs, they're set to lose 15 million on Goldado.
Goldado.
He signed 2 years ago.
How's it not more?
I don't know.
I'd love to know how it's not more.
Yeah,
They're very lucky.
Did they
I
pay
know.
the buyer?
They've done
Double
the
figures.
same thing with, who was it? Paulinho. Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought how they not lose more on him as well. 'Cause
Well, they signed him 2 years ago for 26 million.
Soldado.
Yeah, Soldado. And they're about to, well, there's rumours of him going to Villarreal for 11 million.
Yeah, and
After scoring, I think, 7 goals in 2 seasons.
it's not been good for him at all. I thought he'd do quite well. I mean, they put a big price tag on him.
Like the amount of hype he was getting before he actually joined Spurs.
He was
actually doing pretty
fantastic.
good,
when
wasn't
was
he?
the last time he
Really
scored against Fiorentina? I remember watching him for I remember watching a game with Spurs and Fiorentina. I think it was at their stadium at home. But like he scored a really nice. It was a really nice goal, and everyone was sort of like, oh, he could be back. Scoring a goal like that. But you just knew he wasn't going to be back because it was
Yeah.
Europa League, and as soon as he comes back to the Prem, he's just going to go back to square one. But no, that was a really good goal, and it's the last time I've heard anything of him.
I mean, most of his goals have been penalties, so he's known as
Doesn't
as a
count.
penalty. Like,
Yeah, it's just a guessing game. But
he's also what's funny is that he's joined Villarreal, who are Valencia's main rivals, and Valencia fans aren't going to be too happy about that. Right? But they're doing quite well at the moment. They finished top 4 last season. They've got Negredo up front. Right?
Yeah.
They're doing all right without Soldado.
yeah. Let's move over to Nicholas Bentner.
Oh my goodness!
Come on, Andy, tell everyone what happened with Nicholas Bentner.
Oh my god! Well, it was the Community Shield equivalent in Germany. It was between Bayern Munich and Wolfsburg, and Bayern Munich went 1-0 up in the first half through an Iron Robben goal. It was a mistake by the keeper. I think it's Costa crossed it in, their new signing from Shakhtar. He crossed it in, and Castile sort of fumbled it to Lewandowski, and it sort of fell to Robben, and he scored a tap-in pretty much from 6 yards. And then
It's like switched in Bentner's head.
Oh my god!
Like,
Bentner came on because he's not going to start because he's not very good, as we all know. But in the 89th minute, ball was put across to him, and he finished it past Neuer, right-footed into the roof of the net. It's a beautiful goal to equalise it and take it to extra time, and then the penalties. And on penalties, Wolfsburg won 5-4 with Nicholas Bentner scoring the winning penalty.
Fantastic!
It's just
what a story.
Yeah.
After all the stick Bentner gets.
Oh, he did. Yeah.
You know,
Enjoy it,
It's kind of
Bentner.
his fault, but
It's all
sort of
his
his fault. Like he's kind of risen to hate.
Yeah,
He
but
loves it,
some
though.
people class him as the Lord. Some people hate him.
You were going to mention that, weren't you?
I had to mention the Lord.
It's a weird.
I don't think he's a Lord.
He thinks he's a lord because he said it.
Oxlade-Chamberlain also said in that press conference, he kind of joked, didn't he? He was like,
Oh yeah.
So Alex, if you could play any Arsenal legend, who would it be?
Nicholas
Like,
Bentner and
Nicholas
the fans just ate it up.
Erupted, didn't they? So staying with Wolfsburg, Kevin De Bruyne. He's a big
Oh my
big
goodness.
talk at the minute. What do you think of Kevin De Bruyne as a player?
Oh, he's fantastic.
Fantastic.
He is such a
Obviously
good
finished
player.
second with Wolfsburg last season.
Yeah, I mean, Wolfsburg had probably one of the best seasons ever, and they looked absolutely fantastic, mainly because of him. I think he got 20 assists in the league. There's only 34 games to put that into consideration.
Yeah.
He is absolutely fantastic.
And it looks like he's staying with Wolfsburg as well, which is good.
It's going to be hard for them to
Fantastic.
keep on to him because every team's going to want him.
I'm not surprised. You can't blame them for wanting a world-class midfielder.
You can blame Chelsea for letting him go.
Oh,
Can-
Jesus. It's another
I
matter.
never understood it. Never understood them letting him go. He's difficult.
Yeah.
He always looks quality.
Yeah.
And he looks levels above people like Van Ginkel, who always
Still
deserved going. Yeah, who actually deserved going to another.
He went on
club.
loan to Sunderland, didn't he?
Yeah, and he went to. I know he's playing for Milan.
Yeah, he did last season.
Yeah, but I don't think he's performing because Milan certainly didn't perform. So.
Yeah, because out of all the young prospects that Chelsea have had, if you look at De Bruyne, he's done absolutely fantastic, and they've let him go for it was about 25 million, which is still a good price.
No, that is good, but compared to how it is now, Arsenal for like 60.
But also, if you had that player in there with Hazard and Costa, Chelsea would just be easy favourites for the title. But not having him there is going to be more difficult.
Yeah, he's also a Belgian international.
Yeah.
He keeps performing. With
Arguably their biggest player.
Yeah.
Not because of national team performances, just when it comes to being Belgium.
What do you think of Belgium as a national team? The results that they get usually aren't the best, but on paper you should think they'll be doing really well. Considering the players they've got.
I think they're
on their
progressing.
side.
Yeah, they're progressing because it's all like they all came out of nowhere. They all
Yeah.
just became talented.
It just became this
together.
generation.
Not as a team.
I
but
love
as
Belgium,
individuals.
the nation, the national team. They've got so many class players.
Yeah, it's sort of weird how that all came about because apparently they didn't really do much to change their sort of youth structure. and they all just pretty much came out of nowhere. All these players, like it was very odd, and no, they look fantastic. The area I'm worried about them though is the fullbacks, because they haven't got any fullbacks.
Who they got?
Richie Delap.
Alderweireld.
But yeah, they've got loads of good centre backs like Company.
Oh yeah, the fullbacks. Sorry, yeah. They've got good
Fullbacks,
centre backs, but fullbacks.
There's nothing there.
All will play like right back, can't he? He's more.
There's a pace issue if you have like centre backs at fullback areas.
Yeah, they seem to get left behind by a lot of wingers if you do that.
Richie Delap, wow,
That's the best you're gonna get.
That's the best we're getting. And
That's quite worrying. In other news, a bit of a funny story here. Ronaldo brought his agent Mendes a Greek island as a wedding present.
It's not bad. You'd expect to get some like new plates as a wedding present. You know, you might be moving into a new house together if you're getting married, but no, you got an island, mate.
How do islands even have prices? I really don't know how they.
Because I don't know.
There's land.
It was a Greek island. So
You can't imagine it was very expensive.
maybe Greek is so poor they've started flogging off all their little islands
It's
to
not like
maybe
buying a
make some
mansion.
money
Is it?
back.
It's not like buying a mansion. It's literally land. Literally a load of land on its own, completely away from other places.
For two people.
I mean, Mendes has probably earned Ronaldo at least like 200 million across like.
Probably one of the most successful agents.
Yeah, he's huge.
Ever.
Right.
So,
Yeah, he's a massive agent. Like at least Ronaldo could do is get an island.
But how much
Yeah.
is 200 million when it comes to buying an island?
You can't imagine it's a very big island.
On their mansions that you buy for like $1 billion. Let alone an island.
Hey, I'm not really in the market for
No,
billion-pound mansions. But
No,
I'm
no,
not really
it's
in
not
the
my-
market for islands either.
It's not my area.
It's not. I'm not areas of expertise.
It'd be a few million.
I'd imagine so. So obviously the Premier League is looming.
Oh, it's stuff.
The Premier League is looming. We've got actually some the proper Premier League kicking off on
August 8th.
Saturday, August the 8th. The fixtures are in, and we've actually done some predictions.
Yeah, we've all done our own predictions.
Here at Centre Stand. So what we're going to do now is going to go around, say our prediction and why I think.
What we're going to do, should we do it for like each match?
Do it for each match, yeah.
Yeah.
So, who wants to start?
So the early kick-off on Saturday is Manchester United versus Tottenham.
That looks like a good game. Good
Okay,
way to
yeah,
start
It's
the
a good
league.
way. It's a very good way to start.
That sounds like a good game. I'm hoping David De Gea still. Maybe we will be.
He should
He should be around. But I predicted that Man U were going to win 3-0.
Okay.
Okay, I know it's 3-0 is quite a big result, maybe
It
for the
is
first game, but you know the Man U have looked unbelievable pre-season, especially with Memphis as well being added to the team.
Schweini.
Yeah, exactly. Schweinsteiger
Schweinsteiger.
at Memphis, that's just amazing.
Yeah,
I don't know. Tottenham, they haven't been the best pre-season. Obviously, they lost to MLS All Stars. They've had a few other bad results.
They haven't really signed much either.
Yeah, they've been really quiet.
It's been more outgoing.
Yeah, they've pretty much been selling their.
And they've been given really hefty price tags to people like Andros Townsend and all that, but not really bringing anyone in. I think if they did sell Townsend for 15 million, you would have seen someone come in. But because they haven't been seeing that, they've not been doing a Steve Bruce and actually selling their players. So yeah, they've not.
Vlad Chiriches has just departed
Yeah.
as well. So that's a defender they're missing. He wasn't obviously the most key defender.
Kabul went
But-
to Sunderland.
But they've got older building, haven't they?
Yeah,
That's true. He's been the main big one. They also got Trippier, who's like quite a good option at fullback. Kevin Wimmer from Cong, like he looks like a decent young player. Like, you know, they're all right signings, but they're not like the Schweinsteiger. Or
Yeah,
Schweinsteiger.
it's going to be interesting to see because they looked a bit shaky towards the end of last season.
Yeah.
But yeah, my prediction's 3-0 for that game.
My prediction for it is 2-1 for United. I can see Spurs scoring someone Harold Kane.
Harold Kane.
Harold
I'm going to call
Kane.
him now. Harold Kane.
Harold
It sounds
Kane.
classier.
It does a bit actually.
But I see like maybe 2 goals coming from Man United's midfield alone.
Right,
It's just
yeah.
very explosive midfield on Man United's part, and I can just see 2 goals coming from there. They're at home. They haven't been the scariest Old Trafford in the last few years, but
Especially last season.
No.
Very, very, very shaky.
the amount of records that
last
are
season.
broken.
Yeah.
I know.
Crazy.
Yeah.
There I was watching Lambert break tons of records, but when it comes to Old Trafford, records are being broke every week.
Moyes did that as well. Yeah, that's a big part of
Yeah.
playing the Moyes era at United. But yeah.
But no, that's mine. Yeah.
Alright, well I've gone different from you. 3-1 Manchester United. I mean, looking at it, the Manchester United fans are all going to be really, really up for the season. I mean, it's been very exciting this pre-season with like all the signings, and they pretty much think they're going to go for the league here. Like, they're going to be really up for this, and it's also the first actual game of the season, so they're all going to be up for it. And they haven't sorted out their defence, which is why I've gone 3-1. So I could see like a Harry Kane goal or maybe like a corner goal,
that's definitely a possibility.
like coming in. But I think Manchester United are going to be really up for it, and get enough. They pretty much always beat Spurs at home, so
Yeah.
I think he's going to do it 3-1.
Yeah. Next game, Bournemouth, Aston Villa. I've gone 2-1 to Aston Villa. Okay, reason being, Bournemouth, fresh start to Premier League, they're going to play their asses off, I reckon.
Yeah.
I think they're going to want to prove themselves straight away. They belong in the Premier League. So that's why I kind of think they're going to get a goal. Plus, Aston Villa's defence isn't the best, as we all know. And that's not really going to strengthen until they sign someone else. Reason I put 2 goals for Aston Villa, Scott Sinclair, obviously his hat trick the other day, and Libor Kozak, he's
great
back.
form as well.
He's back in great form, so I'm thinking that they'll be able to break down that Bournemouth fence quite easily because they haven't really done much to it. So but we'll find out.
I've gone a 1-1.
1-1.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to concede early. I'd like to think. I think we're going to score first, maybe just after half time, sort of like playing it, by minute by minute. But yeah, I think we're going to score first. I think we're going to concede late. I believe, mainly just because Bournemouth are really confident. They're going to be up for it. Really
absolutely.
up for it. Like any team that's gone up for it, it's going to be Bournemouth all the confidence. Like they really do want to prove themselves because many people say they shouldn't be in the Premier League with the stadium and all that.
And Eddie Howe's done so well there.
Yeah.
Can't be stated enough.
Such a community as well. People like Tommy Elphick in such positive moods.
It's their first time. They're going to be so up for it. Like
Yeah, exactly.
players like Tommy Elphick.
But I think, as I've said, with Benteke going and us being able to get goals coming from up more positions now, I can't see us not scoring. I'd be quite surprised if we didn't score.
True.
So 1-0, I think we're going to get one.
I've written down the same scoreline, 1-0. Yeah, I think Bournemouth will be up for it, but they haven't really added that Premier League quality yet, that sort of to elevate them above their current team.
Yeah.
I know their team was great in the Championship, obviously, but like they're going to be having a lot of hard games. This is their first game, it's their first taster of the Premier League, so I'm not really too sure that they're going to be able to stop Villa from scoring.
Can I add that we beat them in the FA Cup?
Yeah, they did too.
Yeah, Carlos Hill.
Yeah, they're back in January.
There you go.
Yeah, I did 1-0 home. I don't really see Villa winning it. I think there's too many new players to gel. Defence isn't quite sorted yet, so I don't really see a win.
As long as we don't concede early, I think it could be okay.
Say 1-0 or 2, I think.
Conceding early could really shake us up.
Yeah.
The team is confident as them. It's sort of like Southampton. We conceded early to them, and they're so confident. They just keep going forward, and we're under pressure. We're so nervous. That was happening with Bournemouth.
It could be quite a wake-up call for both teams. Like, either could go, oh crap, here we go. Like,
We're an experienced, one of the most experienced sides when it comes to being in the Premier League. So we should be able to show a team that don't have an experience how it's done.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So the next game, Everton versus Watford. I've actually gone for 4-0 to Everton. I know, very very big scoreline. I'm not sure I picked this just because I think Everton, they didn't do the best last year, but I think Lukaku's I reckon he's going to be top form. He is meant to be fit for the game. They've got a solid defence. Watford's attack isn't that great, but they did finish first last year, so they're not exactly going to be pushovers. But I'm just thinking that
Everton at home.
Yeah, Everton at Goodison Park, first game of the season. The crowd's going to get behind them. Players like Lukaku and Ramos and their defence. So I reckon that's it.
I've gone very different. I've gone 0-0. Goalless game, just because I think Everton is so attacking, but I don't think they're going. I feel like they're not going to get a goal. But I also feel like Watford aren't going to be able to capitalise on any defensive weaknesses from Everton.
Yeah.
So I feel that's going to be a goalless game.
Fair enough.
I went for a 2-0 to Everton. I mainly felt because Watford's signings they've made so many signings. They've made like 10, 11 signings, all from all across the world. They signed Gerardo from Spartak Moscow, who's quite a good player, and Britos from Napoli, Neon from Udinese. Like all these players, like it's such a mixture of new players, and probably most of them are going to start. So I feel like they're going to be a bit disjointed. They're still going to be sort of getting used to each other. So I think Everton will probably capitalise on that, and plus it's their first game in the Premier League, so it'll be a bit tricky for them away from home. So yeah, 2-0.
What about the manager as well? Because didn't the manager leave? Well, a manager left one of the promoted sides, but I can't remember who it was, because he asked for too much money in his contract.
Yeah.
He got booted.
I think he should have.
Yeah, one of the managers asked for a bit more in his contract.
Or Leicester.
Oh.
When Nigel Pearson left, that's all I know.
Yeah, but that was
I'm not too sure.
Son, apparently.
Okay, next game, Leicester versus Sunderland. I've just put 0-0.
Is that because you couldn't be bothered to think what would happen?
No,
Probably nothing's going to happen. It's going to be the last match of the day.
Yeah, that's it. There's just not enough threat in the teams to look like there's going to be some goals in it. But
That's fair.
they seem quite evenly balanced. They didn't finish that in great positions last year, and they've looked quite shaky so far this year. So I just think it's going to be a goalless draw. Yeah.
For me, I've gone 3-2 to Leicester.
3-2 to Leicester.
Yeah, very very hopeful because I think sometimes games for Leicester can be quite exciting. I mean, you saw that with Man United. Games can be quite exciting with them, and Sunderland can concede goals. We saw that last season. They lost 8-0 to Southampton. They can take it easy, but I do think they're going to get 2 goals as well because they've got Jeremy Lens tonight. It's not a bad signs they've made. Yeah, I think it's going to be a close game, but I think Leicester are going to come out with 3 points.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember my justification for this, but yeah, 1-0 Sunderland over Leicester. I think it was they signed Kabul and Jermaine Lens, and they both look like, well, we know Kabul's a quality player, but I don't really know much about Lens, but he looks like a very good player and someone that could really sort of hurt teams with his pace. But yeah, Leicester haven't really done much to sort of show like we're ready for next season. New manager as well, so I can see just Sunderland nicking it, like low scoring as well.
Yeah. Oh, okay, fair enough. So Chelsea Swansea, I've gone 2-2. 2-2, 2-2.
Not a Chelsea win.
No, not a Chelsea win. I've gone 2-2. Reason being, Chelsea, unbelievable. They did lose the Community Shield.
Yeah, they did. Didn't look good.
Yeah, they didn't look great, but
talk about that later.
Yeah. Fresh season. They haven't changed much of their attacking lineup. And Swansea, they've also made quite a lot of signings that I kind of rate. I guess Eder coming from Braga. I reckon he's going to be good. Their defence as well is pretty solid. We saw that last season. That Swansea's defence can be really really solid. But I just think it's going to be quite an even game, and Swansea are going to really challenge them. They're going to try and get a result at Stamford Bridge.
I've gone 2-0 Chelsea. I think they're going to be looking for that rebound from the Community Shield, but I can see them getting frustrated. I can see it being a really frustrating game for Chelsea. In fact, they probably will dominate, but they probably won't get the goals. Like Fabianski is a great keeper, and Swansea improving at the back line, and they're just, as a squad, they're improving. And I think they could really frustrate Chelsea, but I don't think they're going to be a threat to them.
They're a really solid team.
I think Chelsea are swooping to the side, but not do as much damage as they hope.
Yeah, I went for 2-0 as well. Sort of similar reasons in that Mourinho's really going to want to rebound from this. Okay, we're back here. We're back in the Premier League. Let's write off that Community Shield. He'll say to them, that's just a pre-season game. It doesn't matter. We're still getting fit. This is our first game. This is our first real game. Let's get the 3 points. Let's still get out of it. 2-0, low scoring the way Mourinho likes it. Just get those 3 points and sort of out there. Really, I don't think Sunderland pose too much of a threat. I mean, they've really improved their side. I like what they've done, but Chelsea, they won the title last season. They won the best team. It's going to be too difficult for them, I think.
Another reason why I think Swansea are in trouble. Andre Ayew, he's just joined as well.
Oh yeah, of course,
Also, Nathan Dyer proved a bit of a handful last year to quite a lot of Premier League defences.
Andre Ayew is an unbelievable sign.
Yeah, and Andre Ayew as well. So he's going to want to prove himself.
Absolutely, free as well.
Yeah, so
I think he went 5 million on the tribunal.
I think it's going to be a really good match, personally. But we'll find out. So Norwich versus Crystal Palace. I've gone 1-0 Palace.
Okay.
1-0 Palace. Okay, yeah. I'm not sure why. I don't really think much about this one. I didn't do much research into it. But I think Palace, especially with their new signing Connor Wickham, I reckon they're going to be a real threat. Also, they've got Balassi, Zaha, Jednak.
Yeah.
Again, they're just quite solid at the back, and they've got quite a good attacking force that I reckon are going to break down Norwich's defence.
Yeah, I've gone 1-0 for them as well, for Palace. I think it's going to be a pretty stalemate game, but with Palace perhaps just inching a bit better. They're a pretty good squad, like you said, Kabay joining. But I don't think they'll be so explosive this game. I think it's going to be a pretty boring game throughout. But I do think they're going to get the goal. Maybe coming from a Kabay or something like that, but I do think Palace are going to get the 3 points.
Okay, I've gone 2-1 Palace. Kabay mainly sort of the reason. I could see him sort of adding creating a lot more chances for Palace, and it's going to be quite hard for Norwich because Norwich really haven't done anything to sort of impress me or anyone really that they're going to be quite a tough team to face. But no, they've got a decent side. I can see the crowd sort of maybe help them to get at least a one goal, or maybe they go 2-0 down and get one back. But yeah, sort of low scoring, not really much happening. 2-1 Palace.
Okay, so yeah, now moving on to the Sunday games.
Yep.
Start with Arsenal versus West Ham.
Alright. Arsenal 3-0 West Ham. I mean, we saw how good Arsenal were in the Community Shield. They weren't great, but they're certainly up for this season. There's going to be a lot of buzz coming off that. The players are going to be confident after winning a trophy. They've done well this pre-season, so I can see them really hitting the home West Ham. I mean, West Ham, they haven't looked great. They've looked a bit sloppy in the Europa League. I know it's still sort of pre-season to them, but like new manager too, like and away to Arsenal. I think they haven't beat Arsenal since 2009, so I can see this being a comfortable Arsenal win.
I, like Smithy, I went 4. 4 goals to nil. I do think Arsenal are going to be so confident.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to play really attacking, and I think they're going to look to display some real attacking ability this game. But I think it's going to be at least 4.
Yeah, I've gone 2-0 Arsenal, so 2-3-4. The same reasons as you guys.
I don't want to rule out West Ham. I just do think that Arsenal are going to go into this game with so much confidence. It's going to really flounder West Ham.
Yeah. I don't know. I've just gone 2-0 Arsenal again. Really confident in the Community Shield. They look like they've really bolstered their attack.
Yeah. Check and goal as well.
Yeah, check
clean sheet.
Yeah. But on the other side, on West Ham side, they've got a pretty good defence.
That's true.
Their defenders, they're big, bulky, and they get stuck in as well, which is what I like about West Ham. I don't think it's going to be too one-sided to Arsenal, but they will be on the upper hand.
I see them being clinical.
And they're at home as well, so
yeah.
Arsenal fans are going to be very happy after the Community Shield.
Exactly, at the Emirates. Yeah. Newcastle, Southampton, 0-0 I've gone for this one. A goalless draw. At St James's Park. Reason being, Southampton they've offloaded again quite a few players. They've got some in. But, Newcastle, they were very shaky towards the end of last season. But they too have made a few signings that could bolster their defence a bit.
Mitrovic and Mbemba, they look like a good signing.
Exactly, and Mbemba.
Wijnaldum.
Yeah, Wijnaldum, he's amazing. I like him. I rate him quite high, and I think he's going to prove something for Newcastle in the season, but just for this game. Southampton's still got a pretty good defence, so I'm thinking they will.
Yeah, I'd say Southampton will win 1-0. Like you, I don't think it's going to be a goal fest, but I think there's going to be one goal, and I don't know who it's going to come from, but Southampton are the better sides and have a much better manager, really. I don't think Stephen Pound's the greatest appointment in the world for a team trying to survive the Premier League. So I still think Newcastle are really going to struggle with this season, so I think they're going to take a few hefty defeats, but I think this one's just going to be 0 points for them.
Yeah.
I've gone for a Southampton 2-1 win. Yeah, I like what Newcastle have done. I mean, they've definitely improved their side, but also Southampton, they still look like the same team they were last season, and they were getting a lot of wins last season. They finished top 7. They looked great. So I feel very confident in Southampton going there and getting a win.
Okay, Stoke City versus Liverpool. No, yeah, what do you think the score's going to be?
1-0.
1-0. Okay, why?
I just feel like it's going to be. I've got a real feeling it's going to be that Stoke are leading. Liverpool get a very late equaliser. It turns out to be Liverpool's year. That's what I think is going to happen.
Okay.
You saw last season that Stoke absolutely humiliated Liverpool at the end of the season. Absolutely humiliated them.
6-1.
6-1. Yeah.
6-1. Gerrard's last ever game.
Because we got humiliated on the same week, I believe, didn't we? Villa. We got humiliated on the same week to Southampton. But then we looked at, like me and my brother, we looked at that and we thought, oh yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, you did alright.
We're not alone.
I've gone with 2-2. Yes, a lot of similar reasons. I mean, most of this Liverpool team, they still got a bed in. They still don't look like a team. I mean, they weren't great last season. Gerrard's gone. I mean, that's going to be a huge impact to the team. They haven't really got many leaders left. Also, that Stoke humiliation, that's going to be on their minds, but it's also going to be on the Stoke players' minds. They're going to be very, very confident going into this game.
Yeah. The team hasn't changed much, really, is it?
That's true.
Last year.
Exactly. And
but, do you reckon Benteke is going to maybe grab a goal in that?
Yeah, I reckon he'll get one.
For me, that'll be.
I reckon he's going to bully the defence maybe a bit.
It's going to be an interesting game.
Oh, Phil Barsley's going to scare him.
Can't see it.
Coming back to Phil Barsley. I've gone same as Jared, 1-1. Pretty much the same reasons as you guys have. But then again, Stoke have made a lot of signings, kind of from everyone's saying the Barcelona feeder club.
One of the stronger sides this season.
Yeah.
They've really strengthened. Really well. They're making the right moves.
Yeah, it's good. I think Mark Hughes has done something
really
good with it.
Really surprised me. I thought Mark Hughes was going to be an absolute dud for him myself.
No, he's turned out all right. But yeah, same reason as you guys. Also, I reckon Peter Crouch is going to get a goal if he manages to start, of course. But
anything can happen.
But yeah, exactly. So I've gone 1-0. And the game on Monday, West Brom versus Manchester City.
Monday Night Football back.
the Monday night football. Andrew, what do you think on this game?
West Bromwich Albion 0, Manchester City 3. I mean, Manchester City are ready for this. They pretty much always beat West Brom. I mean, West Brom haven't really done anything to sort of show that they're going to be ready. I mean, Ricky Lambert, that's a decent signing, but he's not really going to be able to beat the Man City defence.
Have they strengthened defensively? I don't think they have.
Who, West Brom?
Yeah. Because all I've seen is outgoings, Lescott was linked away. They tried signing Kieran Clark.
Oh no, didn't they sign James Chester from
Oh, well, yeah.
They paid $8 million for James Chester.
That's a big price tag for James Chester.
That is a huge price
Could
tag.
destroy his confidence, could make it, who knows.
They did finish 13th, I think it was, last season.
Just about.
Somewhere around there.
Tony Pulis is a good manager, and he clearly saw something in Chester that no one else did. Paying $8 million, I mean, I think half that would be alright, but I mean, yeah, I'm not too confident in this game. I think they might do okay this season, but
I don't think they're going to be able to hold on to Stade Marino.
Yeah, no, he's definitely going to go.
Yeah.
But that's why they got Lambert in pretty much. But
Yeah.
like Man City, they're so strong. Like people probably underrate them quite a bit. They're going to win like probably comfortably 3-0 go.
I've gone 2-1 Manchester City. Yeah, reason being, I think Ricky Lambert's going to be full of confidence after that brace he scored against Bristol Rovers.
I don't really see him getting a penalty or a free kick.
No,
I can't really see them be able to penetrate the Man City defence.
But also Brown Day, he looked pretty solid for West Brom at the end of last season.
Not too sure on him yet.
But then again, Man City have got a solid defence. So it's very hard to break down, as it was proven last season.
Oh, it's not an amazing defence, but for West Brom it's going to be too difficult.
Yeah, they haven't got really
the midfield as
the
well.
options, I guess, to break it down. But yeah, they're strength at the back with James Chester. but yeah, I think West Brom are somehow managed to get a goal, and it's going to be 2-1 to City overall. So that's kind of all the fixtures that from the Premier League, apart from
Jared has said his last
Go on, Jared, say your last one.
West Brom 0,
Yeah.
Man City 3.
Oh, I heard someone say that.
Yeah.
I heard someone say that as well.
I think Man City's defensive line is going to be too much. I think they're
And
going
that
to be
attacking line Aguero.
Yeah.
Everyone
I think they're
else.
going to be
Sterling
very
as well.
clinical. I think they're going to be very clinical that game. And I think it's just going to be very one-sided.
Fair enough, that's a simple reasoning, but yeah.
Also, can I add to the Watford thing? It was Djokovic that got, well, he left because of the contract.
Yeah. And they've got Kike and
Yeah.
he's alright manager from Spain.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, let's talk a bit about the Community Shield.
Yeah.
Obviously we've avoided it for the whole podcast.
Arsenal fans are just like, go on!
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think it was a pretty good game. Arsenal
It
managed
still
to
feels
get
very
the win.
pre-season, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Obviously, the Community Shield's not the biggest, not the most prestigious thing, but
Yeah,
it's
that's true.
always good to win.
Yes, it's always a good confidence boost, and it'll definitely give Arsenal a confidence boost. Also, it's Wenger's first ever win over Mourinho, which
That's good for them.
Yeah, that
That's
would
going
help
to bring the
them.
morale up so high
absolutely
for the
yeah.
Arsenal team.
And Mourinho is just sort of trying to avoid it every way he can by creating a handshake controversy and like throwing his medal in the crowd. Like he's just trying to create any diversion to Arsenal actually winning it. But we did see it, Mourinho. Arsenal beat you 1-0.
Yep.
There's no getting away from
there's
that.
no hiding.
And also the goalkeeper you sold kept a clean sheet against you.
Very well done to Petr Cech and the Arsenal defence for that.
I know, they did well. I mean, they didn't really have much to deal with, but I think he made one good save. But it was pretty not easy, but they got it through in the end.
Oxlade-Chamberlain's goal was pretty good as well. You know, I don't think anyone's going to stop that.
No, exactly.
Top draw stuff.
Exactly.
But by half time, Chelsea were kind of on top with possession and passes, like you would expect them to.
Yeah.
But their shots, I think they had 3 shots in the first half, all off target. So.
And Czech's just going to be like, yeah, easy.
Yeah, exactly. So Czech wasn't really challenged.
I don't think either keeper was really tested.
Yeah, it's true. It didn't really look
But the one goal that came from the Ox was pretty much not ever going to be saved.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you make of Oxlade-Chamberlain's chances next season? I mean, he's got to play ahead of Sanchez if he wants to play. So I mean, it's
But the
gonna be
same thing
difficult.
comes as for the team itself. That is a massive confidence boost. Ginormous, he made the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He's going to be happy with it.
They'll all go into that with they're going to go into the season with a winning mentality. That's 100%. Whereas Chelsea's going to be a bit more stuff.
Yeah, Mourinho's going to have to get them back up.
They're going to have to do that first game in the Premier League. Is going to have to be really good for Chelsea to keep their heads up.
I think if anyone's going to be able to sort of bring his players up if they're down, like it's Mourinho. Like he's the confidence builder. Like he diverts any attention away. Yeah, I think Arsenal did well in the end. I think they're all their fans are going to be happy with that. I think They obviously won the FA Cup last season as well, and the season before that. I mean, they're winning trophies again. Like, it can't be like levelled at them as a criticism they don't get enough trophies. Like,
yeah, exactly. Did you see Arsene Wenger refusing to shake Jose Mourinho's hand? It was a bit.
It wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
Because he only walked past.
Yeah, he walked past him, but
it wasn't like he stuck out his hand. He didn't. He shook their hands, and then Arsene Wenger just walked off by the time he got to him. It wasn't really a big deal.
Yeah, I know.
It's being blown out of the water.
Yeah.
See, I've only heard things about it.
A bit childish, I think.
I've only heard things about it, and the way it's sort of being portrayed as that Mourinho is Mourinho. Like, I haven't really heard anything about this.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was Wenger.
Yeah, because he was shaking all the Arsenal players.
And then Wenger walked past.
Oh yeah.
And then Wenger
Speedily,
saw the last
rapidly
man
went behind him.
That way, just walked onwards.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, does it? I mean,
No.
It feels.
It's been blown out of the water.
It feels like in football we do anything to not talk about the game itself. It's always the controversy, the thing that happened. It was all the red card challenge or something else. It's never 90 minutes.
yeah. So that's kind of all our topics that we're going to talk about today. But
Don't forget, I was at another match.
Yeah,
That's why I couldn't watch the Community Shield.
Yeah. So Jared couldn't watch the Community Shield because he was actually at the pre-season friendly between Brighton and Sevilla.
Watching the Europa League champions.
Yeah, really interesting game. Like, I guess that is the main talking point, is about Sevilla on that pitch.
And you wouldn't have gone if it was Getafe.
If it was any other club, Getafe definitely would have gone. But yeah, Sevilla, I really wanted to see Sevilla play. It's nice to see them at the Amex, see a quality side on that pitch for a change.
Krushawiak.
Yeah, well, he came off at half time.
Who were the best players for Sevilla?
Matos.
Where's he playing?
I don't know much about him, but he's sort of playing the left wing role for a lot of that game, because they were very 2D Sevilla, I have to say. They're very two-dimensional that game. Everything was being hoofed to the left side, and there was this Matos guy who was coming down that left side, and he was doing all the running. And that was literally everything that Sevilla were doing for the first half at least. In the second half, you had Konoplyanka who came on because Reyes came off early, and his dribbling ability is insane.
Here's the guy who went Tottenham and Man United.
Because you had him and Suarez.
Dennis
Suarez. Were just so good at dribbling, and it sort of changed Sevilla because they've actually found their way into the box through dribbling and not high balls. They were still doing high balls, what I found really weird. A lot of their passes were high, but no, the deciding point in that game was the Brighton penalty. Nearly start the game.
Yeah.
Hemed scored.
Was it a penalty?
Yeah. It was very easily given.
Yeah.
So it finished 1-0.
Yeah, Hemed scored early on in the game, and Brian kept on to it. David Stockdale made some really good saves.
Oh really?
Whereas he gets a lot of slack from Brian fans. It's constant abuse when you're there.
Yeah.
And I was defending him. Like, I was talking to a few of them saying, well, he's pulled off some really good saves this game. It's only going to help him because he was. I'd say he was the deciding factor in that game because. There was a lot more efforts going Sevilla's way than Brighton's, and he was stopping them. So
yeah. Well, Brighton being our home, our local team. Chris Hughton's actually been quite busy on the market. Do you reckon they're actually going to do pretty well this season? Maybe after their pre-season.
No,
not at all.
I don't have any confidence.
I think 442 predicted that they were going to finish in the bottom three.
Really?
Yeah, I think 442 predicted that.
I'd say mid-table.
I say if
It's going to be a really boring season for Brighton. It's going to be a lot of losses.
It was last year.
It's going to be pretty much a pointless season. Even if they go down, at least that'll be a point. But the season will have a purpose.
Their signings haven't been amazing, have they? Because these are they're supposed to be players that aren't really good enough for other teams. Like Bong and all that, they weren't good enough.
Hemed.
Yeah.
No, I don't really have any.
It's so hit and miss fan players at Brighton. It has been so hit and miss. You've had some really good ones in Calderon and Bruno, and you've had your strikers that have proven to be garbage, a lot of them.
I can't remember half of them. They just let Leroy Lita.
Something like that was like a Getafe striker. I can't remember his name.
There was another David something.
It's really depressing. Like the buzz that was sort of around the place about 2 years ago when Brighton were in the playoffs and they were looking like a great side. They were playing great football under Poirier and nearly under Oscar Garcia. Like he did quite well there, and it's just been downhill ever since. Like. The owners just don't want to spend any money to buy players that actually have the ability to keep the team in the championship. To be honest, I think if Dunk goes this summer, they don't replace him, Brighton are down.
Yeah,
I think he's
Dunk, he's a really key player for last year. He scored goals and he's a solid defender. So
he's going to be in the Premier League one day, I think.
Yeah. Maybe not Brighton.
Definitely not Brighton.
I don't know who for.
I just have no hope for them.
2 seasons in a row they had a chance to get up there, and they disappointed in the playoffs twice. They were so bad in the playoffs.
Lost to Crystal Palace one season,
They should have.
Derby the next.
The Palace game was so one-sided because Brian gave up no fight.
They didn't try it. In
And
the
then they
first
got
leg.
battered by Derby, didn't they? Absolutely bad.
Oh god, it was,
Wasn't it
it was hard to
4-0?
watch.
4-0 at the Derby Stadium.
Yeah, it was just too easy for them. It just looked like
It was embarrassing because it's kind of like if a team goes to the final, I won't mention any team names. When they get to a final, when they get battered, and you think it's just a waste, but they were there. And I'm not saying there's any teams that have done that recently.
Yeah.
But yeah, Brighton were like that. They got proper bad, and you got to wonder if there's any other teams that might have actually put up a fight against Derby.
So we've actually set up a fantasy, Dream League team
on
thing.
PremierLeague.com.
Yeah, on PremierLeague.com. The league is called Centre the Stands, and the code to join we'll put it on our Twitter as well.
Yeah, it's long.
1493675 dash and then 351132. But in there you'll find all three of us.
Yeah.
With our teams that we think are going to get us points this season. Well, maybe not Jared because he chose players that he likes.
Always
going to do well.
Always will.
But yeah, feel free to join the league, and that's kind of the end of the podcast this week, or for this
Not going to
weekend.
list who we've done.
Pardon?
Not going to list who we've done on our teams.
Okay, yeah, we could do.
If you remember.
I just need to log in again.
Oh,
but
so you
yeah,
need to log in.
you
Well, I've
start,
actually got
George.
mine up.
He's got
I'm
his
so
up,
excited by it.
Yeah, God.
Okay, in goal, this is the first 11, we should get subs as well.
Yeah.
In goal, I've got Jack Butland, and the other goalkeeper, because I haven't actually sorted this out yet, is Fabianski. Because Jack Butland's going to get a whole lot more game time now. We spoke about this last podcast.
Yeah, Bogo's gone. He's going to get more game time.
Yeah,
exactly.
And Fabianski's
Been good for us.
very good. Very good. Jose Fonte in defence with Amavi, Alderfields, and Aspi. And then defensively on the bench as well is the most versatile player in the league, Jeffrey Schlupp.
Jeffrey Schlupp, how versatile is that man?
He's just so very versatile. I had to pick him.
Very underrated. Very underrated. Left back, striker.
Centre mid.
You can play anywhere.
Wherever.
Right.
In midfield, I got James Milner, John Joe Shelby, Morgan Schneiderlin, and Mane. And then
I like that.
also Andre Ayew, as we spoke about earlier.
Oh,
who's quality
brilliant.
signing. And for the strikers, Christian Benteke, Rudy Gestede, and Harry Kane or Harold Kane.
Harold Kane. I like that team. And who's in your starting 11? Was that pretty much?
That was it. That was literally all of them.
Oh, okay, fair enough then.
I'll go with my starting 11. I'll start off by saying Sanchez on the bench because he's a doubt in the game against West Ham. So got Courtois in goal, the Mertesacker, John Terry, Nathaniel Klein, and Jose Fonte, and 4 quality defenders. I got Barami in midfield as sub for Sanchez. I think he can get a lot of points because he's quite a tackler and he'll really help that Watford midfield. Eden Hazard, probably best player in the league last season. Jordan Henderson, he gets loads of points too. Wanyama, and he's part of a solid Southampton midfield. Kane and Graziano Pella up front. 2 quality strikers who are going to get a lot of goals. On the bench got Butland, Ward, Gestede and Sanchez.
Fantastic. So I've gone for Czech in goal, with Courtois on the bench, just for now. Baines, Terry, Company, Koscielny, Wijnaldum, Herrera, Tadic and Henderson in midfield. Lukaku and Dzeko up front. And I've got Fonte on the bench along with Nasri and Ings.
Do you think Dzeko's going to play?
Yes. He's going to score loads of goals. Trust me.
Not so sure.
Yeah.
Also, Fonte had him starting.
Personally, it's my
for
team.
me.
So Fonte's going to sit someone on the bench. Thank you very much.
If that's your fantasy.
But yeah, I might switch out Dzeko for Ings. I'm not sure, but got a good feeling for Dzeko.
In fairness, I've got Costello over Harold.
Well, there you go. There you go. We're all different.
If you do that for the rest of the season, call him Harold. It's probably going to get on the nerves.
I'm going to continue it.
Oh God.
Harold Kane.
Yep.
Harold III.
Harold Carne.
Harold.
His Spanish version.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, I think they're done there.
That is it. So hopefully by next Monday there'll be a lot more to talk about.
I'm sure there will be.
than there
We've
has
got the
been.
Premier League to review, haven't we?
Exactly. Yeah.
There'll be a lot
So
more transfers.
next
Best league in the
Monday.
world. Best league in the world.
Next Monday, Premier League starts. It's going to be all over. We're going to be talking about it. It's going to be the only talking point.
Yeah, it's going to be big.
It's going to be a big talking point. Yep, and the MLS.
The MLS Goal Fest is going to continue.
Exactly.
And also the weekend after, we've got all European leagues starting again, so pretty much.
Fantastic. So there's a lot to come in the future. So as always, remember to follow us on our Twitter page. Please listen to the podcast on our Podomatic account and our YouTube. It'll be much appreciated.
Yeah, please subscribe, like, and comment. We want it. We want your feedback. We want to improve. Like,
Please.
come on.
Please.
Come on.
Okay, and tweet us questions as well, because it's easier for us if we have some questions to answer. It'd be good to get your views as well.
Yeah, I want to hear what you think.
Yeah. So thank you very much for listening. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Peace.